Hello YouTube, Steam Sonic and Super Team Fan here. First off, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you're all having a good Christmas because I am. And well, as you will know, at my house, it seems things are not looking very holiday-like. It is rainy and it's gloomy outside. Christmas is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to have snow. And so at this point, from a few years back in my time, I've had snowless Christmases. And they aren't exactly much fun. But in any case, I'm having a good Christmas on the other hand, regardless of that. And as you can see here, I've got a single striped sweater going. And well, you guys will basically know what got me started on single striped shirt is, of course, Fred from What's New Scooby-Doo, because I've seen in What's New Scooby-Doo, Fred had a single striped shirt with a fold, and so I basically have thought of having this sort of thing for quite a while, and so I've gotten, at this point, not only a single striped sweater, but also a single striped shirt, except not folded. And so, in any case, with all that aside, for presents this year, I got a Bachmann Devious Diesel with the grumpy face, and the Scottish twin engines of Thomas and Friends, Donald 9 and Douglas 10. Donald 9, Douglas 10, Spanish. And well, as I've heard from Thomas and Friends, these two trains are said to be 3 Ps: practical, peppery, and proud. Mentioned in Season 6 episode Twin Trouble, and Season 20 episode, I think, Love Me Tender. And, well, I've also heard Donald and Douglas, they are also brothers. And like all brothers, sometimes they argue. And however many times they fall out, they always get back together again. Because this can conclude, I've heard in one of Thomas's life lessons on the show, one of his life lessons is be there for your siblings. And like a brother pair, you should always be there for your siblings. It doesn't matter what specifically you are, you must be there for your siblings because it's part of how a family runs, or whatever. And at this point, I was basically suspecting to get Hornby Gordon for this year, but before today, I found out from my parents that it's not exactly the amount of gifts Santa can do, it's the amount of money. And so right now, I did not get Hornby Gordon, and so I am secretly gonna have a little hard time adapting to that, but I'm only just keeping it internally because the worst thing for me to do right now would be to lash out. And I can't do that. I must be able to think. And so, in any case, I'm going to plan to shift my camera towards my work table, and we will get to unboxing 1 or 2 of these trains. I'm going to review all these trains separately. Diesel for one video, Donald and Douglas for another. So, I'll be right back. I'm going to get this thing pointed towards my table. Okay, here we are at my table. So first of all, we're going to do Diesel, because as you all know the alphabet, I comes before O. Now, the way I have opened Diesel is I have done it the same way I've seen on Sam's trains, from the back, which I have heard him state he feels very uncomfortable with people, younger people especially, doing, but since I'm getting deeper into manhood, I've decided to do it this way, because I've done it with 1 or 2 Bachmann trains I have reviewed in the past, and so I've decided to do it again. So, let's get Diesel out and have a look. Instructions. Wow. Bachmann Diesel. Some finish. And I've heard from one or two people on the internet that for such a small diesel, he feels pretty heavy. But while I am feeling him, he definitely does have some weight on him, but he's not really literally heavy. So there's his face, and he's got some coupling rods as well. And, well, at this point, I've basically heard that he's shown himself such a pain towards Thomas and the other engines quite often. But he has learned how to improve on his bad behavior one way or another. Now, apparently, the show might not use this phrase, but I have made up the phrase cab to coupling rod, because I've heard boiler to buffer, or funnel to foot plate, funnel to firebox. But I don't suppose they might have used the phrase cab to coupling rod. And I also could be wrong about that, but that's probably just the phrase I made up. And I've heard that Diesel, along with his bad behavior, he also shows himself to be discomforted by Thomas because he thinks diesels are the best for the railway, but Thomas has shown himself to have some good use too. And so, the fact that Diesel is devious is probably the reason they call him Devious Diesel. And of course, he is a diesel engine, so the fact they came up with a black character named Diesel, probably maybe the best name for this kind of character would be Diesel. And I've seen on the show, at first he had an accent that sounded American, but as we entered the 19th season of Thomas and Friends, his voice actor soon changed to his UK voice actor for when we entered season 13 of Thomas and Friends, going all the way to season 18, when the Thomas and Friends actor soon changed from Michael Brandon to Mark Morgan. And, well, I've seen on the Thomas and Friends show, so many different narrators have come. George Carlin to Alec Baldwin, I'm talking US narrators. Alec Baldwin to Michael Brandon, also with Pierce Brosnan, only in The Great Discovery. And then Mark Morgan, and then from season 22 to 24, it was Thomas's US voice actor, or UK voice actor, but I only have gotten to know Thomas's US voice actor, Joseph May. he has shown himself to come from the Britain, but he somehow, when he played Thomas in season 19 to 24, he showed himself to have a good American voice disguise for Thomas, for a US version. And well, I've seen Diesel get punished a lot in the Thomas and Friends show, but he has always had some good sides too. And he's especially part of the Diesel Works, because I've seen in the Thomas and Friends CGI, starting at season 13, not only is there a Steamworks building, but a Diesel Works building as well, because it doesn't matter what kinds of engines Sir Topham Hatt has, whether it's a steamy or a diesel, both engines need to be fixed. And so, in any case, I will now get to preparing Diesel a train, and I probably also might need to do some track racing, because as you all will know, Bachmann EZ track tends to get a little dirty the longer I leave it on the floor. So I possibly also could need to do some track racing, so I probably will do that, and then I will have Diesel a prepared train. So I'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, here we are down at my track. Let's put Diesel on. I have finished polishing the tracks, and so let's see how Diesel goes here. And I've heard from one or two people on the internet, as we just saw right there, Diesel, he's very smooth, yet very slow. But that's fine. Oh man, Toad just came uncoupled. Maybe he doesn't want to be with Diesel. Man, he's stuck. I remembered this having happened when I was reviewing Oliver. Ugh, not again. Jeez. What is wrong with you, Toad? Come on. You might not be with Oliver, but you need to cooperate. Judas Priest. Probably it's Toad's coupling that gets me. Ugh, right there. Right in the middle of Knapford. You've got to be kidding me, Toad. Cooperate. Stay. Alright, good. Nice Diesel. He looks good running. So, alright. Now, I'll get Diesel unhooked. And once I'm done reviewing every single Christmas present, I'm going to replace Oliver's spot to be right here with Toad behind him and put Diesel over here in place of Oliver. So, okay, Bachmann Diesel down. So, I will be back again soon to unbox and review Bachmann, Donald, and Douglas, the Scottish twin brothers. So, don't go away. I will be right back.